Hello everyone and welcome. Today it's Midweek Magic Phantom Sealed Brothers War. So it's basically just a regular sealed event, except I don't get to keep the cards. And I did not enjoy sealed for this set. I think it's very dependent on what cards you get. You either get a really good pool or you don't, and there's very little in between. So let's hope we get a good pool, and let's open these packs and see what we get to work with today. Oh, fantastic. All right, this and this are like done, and Gix as well with a command. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we're definitely playing black, and we may be playing black-green, so this looks really good. Okay. Yeah. Mind's Eye is a free card, basically. Let's see what we have for removal in every color. Because I really can't play without removal in this set. Oh, wow, we have Strike Officer. Okay. This is a pretty good pool. This is quasi-removal. It's removal. Quasi-removal. Wow. Got an altar too. This is removal. Removal. 3 Chain Dancers. Removal. Bad removal, but still removal. Ooh, Swift Boots. Now that is a card. And Mind's Eye is just fantastic. So happy to see that. So, as you can see, we got a bad 4 retro artifacts that are unplayable, and then Swift Boots, which is uncommon, but it's still very good, and then Mind's Eye, which is excellent. So basically we have 2 artifacts that other people did not necessarily get that are playable, that can slip into any deck, plus Cityscape Leveler is our mythic rare bomb. So we can play any deck we want. We've got okay removal in white and red. But black is our best color. We're actually really short on removal. To be honest, just all around, just good removal. We don't have it. Blue didn't have any tap down, did it? Did I not miss one? Yeah. We got no removal in blue, so that's a big problem for blue. Okay, I'm going to take a while to figure out how I'm going to filter through these cards, and I will see you in the next view where I talk about my final deck. So I've already organized it, and this is the deck I've been running, and it's very good. I went 3 straight with it. We had an interesting pool. We had no removal in blue or green, which made green pretty difficult. This was one of our rares, but we had no mill synergies, so it really wasn't playable. This card could slip into our deck, but I've decided to leave it out. We have very little removal in our entire pool. We're playing nearly most of it, and that's why we're actually playing 3 colors. We had 0 removal in blue, so in order to get removal we had to go into white to get disenchant, and we got recommission as well while we were at it for our trouble, and we also are able to get this rare. So white is a good splash, and we also get some synergies with our soldiers, but we're splashing blue mainly just for the Strike Officer. I mean, that is the whole reason we're here, And Take Flight is also worth splashing, and so is the Soldier Tactician if we're going to go that way. Really, this is the entire win con of our deck, and we play the Swift Boots to give it haste and protect it. So this is it, and we bring it back with an Emergency Weld, and a Recommission is also available, but you can't use it on this one. So we do have Emergency Weld, which is good. We also have Gix Command, can bring it back as well if it gets destroyed, but usually by the time this hits the board, all the cards are gone from our opponent's hand. This is also a win con for us because it can kind of be a board wipe for us, or a way to gain life. But those are the major win cons, and he's also a win con because he lets us draw cards. He doesn't really win the game himself, it's just he lets us draw enough cards where we'll definitely be getting this or this in order to draw cards. So yeah, I mean, that's the whole plan. And this is used to protect things like that as well. So we can get a really good trade-off, especially if we're using something that's unearthed. We can bring it back to our hand again, so we get 4 casts of it potentially, so that's really great. And disfigures some early removal, but we are missing hard removal. Disenchant is our best removal spell. We have some removal in red, but it just wasn't worth running red for these 2 spells because, I mean, that's a lot of Chain Dancers, but we didn't really have good pumps, so it didn't make sense. Black is definitely our strongest color, and this is probably worth running potentially, but we're just not really leaning that direction, and this is also potentially worth running. Mightstone's animation, if we were making more Power Stones, would be good, and if we were drawing more cards, this would be good. We usually are drawing cards on our opponent's turn, so this doesn't really trigger this. I have run this deck with a few more Air Marshals, but I do like spreading my risk since we're playing 3 colors to have a creature in every single color at the start for a 2-drop, so if we're missing a land, we can at least play one of them. Hopefully, spreading out our risk. This is our last removal spell that we cut because it's just kind of, we've got enough creatures and we're trying to be aggressive and get damage in early so we can start drawing cards with this or with this. So anyway, let's see how this performs, and I will show you how Sealed is going in this set. A lot of the set for Sealed is very much, we're going to keep this, who can land their bomb without it being removed first is kind of how this set plays. Sometimes people can win with aggro, but usually not. That's a really weird play. Usually you want counters, choose a color, add 1 mana. So I guess it's just a non-color ramp, or does it do anything at all? We will see. I don't know. If it does ramp, we'll disenchant it after next turn maybe, but I don't think he played that card right. But, you know, maybe I'll learn something. Who knows? This is a removal check. If they have, yep, Disfigure, they'll use it. We have quite a few cards in our deck that like having creatures in the grave, so I don't really mind that being in the graveyard. Except they have the anti-graveyard hate. Well, I suppose we'll just have to disfigure that as well, because it's in the air. And this guy can deal with most of the things that are on the ground, so I just want to get the air off. And basically how this game will go is we'll keep trading cards until I land my Cityscape Leveler or they land their bomb. And that's basically how the whole entire set goes. So, yeah. There's no reason to attack here. During the end of their turn, I'll tap and do 2 damage to them. They'll probably do the same to me, so it's just how this set goes. We're just sitting here waiting for our bombs to arrive. Yeah, well, there's their first one. Actually, very glad they used it on Battlefield Butcher. I have so many other cards like this one that would be completely devastating if they remorsed it. So we'll just play it out for the big cost, so we don't have to pay all that to ramp. They have to have another burn spell here, I would imagine. Yes. And so they're out of resources, and we're nearly out of resources. And that's why drawing cards in this set is so important, is it really does boil down to who can sit here, you know, and do nothing, really. We're just gonna sit here and do nothing. They're just gonna do 1 damage, which isn't very meaningful, but... Whoa! That was extreme for pushing only 2 more damage. I would not have played that card. This person has no patience. Okay, well, at the beginning of each player's draw step, I'll draw an additional card and then get rid of it. Thank you. Thank you for spending mana and giving me resources. I really do appreciate it. That was very kind of you. And yet again, we're just sitting here. I mean, that's what this set does. See, that's a bad move. He could be doing 2 damage to me instead of 1. I'm not really sure why he's attacking. Unless he's going to spend mana to do something big here. Nope. Strike Officer is excellent. I wish I had Haste or Swift Boots, but I don't in my hand. But we can recommission Strike Officer, so that is the good news. I mean, is he... Like, again, I mean, I question this guy's motives. Yeah, I'm keeping this for Strike Officer. There's no other creature that's worth going to get, and we'll just win with Strike Officer at this point. So, that's kind of my point, is first one to land a bomb that doesn't get removed wins. They're gonna take City Scaper, but it's got Unearth. So unless they can get rid of it, we can minimum use it for 1 turn. Wow, they're just really desperate for cards. Minimum use it for 1 turn. Maximum, we can hopefully pull our... which card is it? This one. And we can unearth it and get it back into our hand. Would be ideal. Although, I will definitely take another bomb. Sure. And I will draw another card. This game is pretty much over, unless our opponent has something awesome, which they did not. Good game. I expect them to quit, yep. So, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. You know, we would have... let's view the battlefield. We would have played this out for the Unearthed, trampled, and won with all the damage. So, yeah. They were playing a pretty good... red-black deck, but you know, they wasted half of their spells probably, and this was just a backfire completely on them. So that's a really good example of how the set goes, where it's just you end up sitting in stalled boards waiting quite a bit. So expect that when you're building your deck, and kind of build around the assumption that until you or your opponent puts a bomb out, the board state won't change too much, so you need to be flexible and patient. This is a really great start hand with ways to get back our bomb, early plays, early removal, and swing in for the win. So I like this hand very much. Should we say hello? We should say hello. If they don't play faster, there we go. Come on. So let's say if they don't play faster, I will go find a new opponent. Since there's really nothing that I'm gaining by playing these matches except showing you the format. Alright. Power Stone Engineer. I'll just end turn. If they play something out with haste, I'm gonna disfigure it. If they don't, I do think I will give up my card draw in this instance and trade off. I'm okay with giving them a Power Stone here. They're playing colors where they can bring out things, right? But more likely than not, they'll bring out something I can handle. Strike Officer. Now, if they have a burn spell, they can burn it, but we have Emergency Weld, so I'm not scared to run it out early. And there's also the possibility that we just leave it in the grave and get a really big Skull Flare. But it looks like they didn't have a burn spell, so we are in the clear, and it is go time. So I think I'm going to play this out next because I want to be able to just not let them attack and create a stalled board state. They still could have a removal spell here. Oh, that's very bad. That's very, very bad. So they're going to get an extra card every single turn now. So yes, we need to get moving. I mean, luckily we're drawing cards every turn too, so it shouldn't be too heartfelt, but it is not ideal. Okay, Power Stone Engineer is fine if they want to play that. I will disenchant that enchantment if I draw that card. It's that good. The card advantage is something I can't deal with. Sure. I'm actually considering trading off my Kill Zone Acrobat for their Stone Retrieval if they want to try and attack here. Mainly just because getting our Skull Flare going could not be a terrible... thank gosh. This is the exact card we needed, so... yeah, I can't have that staying around. I will Emergency Weld before something happens to get my Strike Officer back. And I'll swing in and see what they do. I don't feel like I need to do anything else. We've got such an advantage on the board. I wouldn't even mind putting Air Marshal in the grave, to be honest, to get Skull Flare going. We probably topped a land or removal, but either way we'll find out. Okay. Yep, good game. So they had one bomb, and that was definitely their enchantment. And being able to disfigure the Foundry Inspector was also important, but if they're allowed to keep doing this, they'll just keep drawing cards like Unleash Shell and Power Stone Engineer and get too big of an advantage on the board. Similarly to how my Airstrike Captain can do that. So, excellent. Let's keep playing. I'll show you a few more games. I really want to get in a game where our opponent plays some pretty big cards against us, and we kind of show you how it goes when that happens. That was definitely Miny Might deck against us, and red-white's okay, but you have to have exactly the right cards for that to work out. Maybe they were just unlucky with their draw. I love this hand. Bomb, bomb. Get back your bomb. I'm keeping it. Guess I'll put Strike Officer out first, and then bring out Gix. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Gix out, because I actually like the Strike Officer slightly better at the moment. But we can also just put Take Flight on Gix if they don't remove it here, because if they don't remove it here, then they don't have removal. It's a very good assumption. Actually, instead, going to play it slow and kill their Mine Worker. And hold up our protection. If they don't block, I'm going to pay a life and draw a card for sure. Okay. Alright, I don't seem to be having too much good stuff going on yet. I have some graveyard shenanigans. Okay, they don't know what they're doing. So normally you'd save your blocker up to block and then you tap. So the fact that they did that shows me they're not a very good player. I'm just going to take Flight my Gix, protect it with this, and then just draw some cards. We're going to draw 2 extra cards here. 3 extra cards, actually. Maybe too many cards. Done. Take action. There's the plains. Alright. End turn. I like this. 7 cards. 2 bombs on the board and 7 cards. Must be dreaming. I don't think there's a way they can win this. If that's their play, there's just no way they can win this at all. Don't tap your Mine Worker. This isn't when you're supposed to do it. Don't do it. Whoa! What are you doing? This is not where you get aggressive. Okay, well. I guess we could have put them on a clock, but I just don't feel like I need to do that. I'm okay with that. Alright. Let's see. Make an air marshal. Into this guy. I'm gonna discard a plains and a swamp. Oh, we gotta do one more. 1, 2, 3. Oh, just one. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, I was a little confused there. I was excited to see our win con in our hand. Sure. This next turn, we can disenchant their flyer. And then we win. Right? Good game. So, not only were they doing their triggers wrong, but they just didn't have a bomb. So you can see what happens when somebody else gets a bomb on the board and you just aren't playing efficiently. So, let's try and get an opponent that has a little bit more going on. I want to try and show you interesting games. I wouldn't call that last game interesting. Let's see. Well, I do like this hand. Hello. I'll keep it. All black. That's interesting. We have all our colors now. No play till turn 3, which is a little bit problematic. So they're gonna have a lot of burn. We're gonna be creating some 1/1s as well. So I think the right move here is just bring this out. Hold off on this and see what they do this next turn. Make a decision. You might want to go wide before putting out Gix. There's one burn. Expect quite a few more. So let's just keep going wide until we feel comfortable. We'll bring out Gix after we're pretty sure they're done with their burn nonsense. Okay. Well... What do I like best here? Problem is our spells are all in black. If they don't do anything, I'm gonna bring out this. But because our spells are in black, we really needed to do the other thing. Alright. I'm gonna try disfiguring the Latnam. Perfect. Okay. I mean, it's not like exactly the way I wanted it to go, but it's good enough. We'll save our good cards for when we put out Gix. And now I will put out Gix this turn. Even though I can't protect him, I want to draw cards. Perfect. Oh, and that's very good, even for us. Alright. Now we have 2 ways to get back Gix, as long as they don't exile him. Whoa, drawing 2 cards off the Symmetry Matrix. What a combo there. I still don't think it's worth playing the card, but that was a combo. They're really trying to go for it. This will cost them. This is how they want to do it. It's the perfect time to do a small little battle trick. Get fancy. They didn't block the way I thought they would. If you're blocking in that situation, please try and kill a creature. This is not going to get better because I have something in the air. So they need to recognize that and do other plans. Discarding an artifact. Gilded Lotus. So they're flooded out now. They're done. And we've got tons of gas still. That's interesting, but I don't think I want to do that. Instead, we'll just swing out again. There's really no reason to hold back at this point. I think I'm completely okay with this. We'll be able to basically blitz this out, plus get a creature. Plus some. They'll blitz out their Mutt Workers. But because they don't have cards in their hand, they have to dislike that card to do this. Otherwise, it's a bad deal. So, see if they dislike it. Starting lesson. Guess they disliked it. Okay, see, that's good. Alright, the mill tactic. It's not quite good enough, though, to get them out of this situation. Perfect, that is the one I was hoping for. So he'll come now back to my hand, and I'll get to recast him here. Look at that. Such a good combo. Well, I was glad I was able to show that combo at least. So let's just bring it back out. Really don't think there's too much they could be doing here to change the situation. Yeah, they can mill us, but we'll have lots more graveyard. I hope they mill us. I mean, Emergency Well and mill look pretty good. Yeah, they're really not gonna be fine. Let's see. Did we get anything good? Oh, we probably did. Just one blocker here. Let's see, anything worth... Yeah, they quit. Let's look at what they milled real quick, just out of curiosity. Oh, we could have gotten Strike Officer back. This would have been good too. So yeah. This isn't that good of a rare. I think it's okay, but it's not great. The Gilded Lotus is quite good, but I mean, I would argue that our Swift Boots that we have in our deck and our Mind's Eye are better. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Where, like, you know, if I had a Gilded Lotus, would I be as good as having a Mind's Eye? No. So, like, the power level of depending on your pool is really, really, really different. keep playing. We are undefeated so far. This is a great card. We'll keep it. It doesn't have any bombs in our start hand, so we're gonna have to wait it out and hope. That's worth it. I will disfigure that one. It's all about waiting for something that's worth it, you know? Swift Boots is a good turn 2 play in this format that's so slow. So, I've only taken 2 damage and I haven't put anything on the board. Yes, this is well, could put this out and swing in. That's an interesting thought. Why not? We'll Swift Boot it. Now, if they have a disfigure here, we lose. Nope. But it wouldn't have been a big loss because they would have had to get rid of a card to do it. I'm not sure why they're not sacking their combat couriers for drawing cards. Maybe they have other important things that they're holding off for. So now I will go for pushing more damage. We'll just move the Swift Boots right on over. Now we'll swing in for 5. And these are both sack cards, but we're not playing a sack deck, and that's what I meant by, like, you know, it's optional to play the sack aspect. Certainly, you know, there's a very strong deck that benefits from it, but you don't have to play these creatures in a sack deck for them to be good. This is actually a soldier, which is good to keep in mind. Yep, see, this is the card. We've been tilling around, and now somebody dropped the first bomb of the game, and I don't have removal for it in my hand. Well, now I have to play around it. Crap. So we'll just plan on swinging in for a little extra and in turn and being sad. You know, we've got a 5 life advantage. Wow, okay. Maybe we won't be sad. I'll have it sack itself if they trigger the vault. Ugh. Wow, that's so gross. What a card advantage. Okay. Well, I have to force them to trigger something here, I feel like. So, let's put this out. Let's swing in for 3, get them down to 8. They don't have any lands to play their Vault yet, which is why they haven't, but they're gonna have to get rid of their Tome to do it. That's just so desperate. Certainly they'd be at the point where they would do that. actually. Okay, so they've gotten a huge card advantage here, which is noticeable. So I didn't attack because 2 damage is more than 8. Okay. Okay. Well, we don't have the boots, so we can't give haste. They most definitely have something to destroy the creatures, so I think we're just going to play Mind's Eye, draw some cards, get some small creatures, and play this like it's the beginning of the game again. Sure. Glad they didn't use that on our other thing. So we're going to take quite a bit of damage here. If this had haste, I'd love it. But our swift boots are gone, so we do not have haste. Could be dead here. Nothing is certain. Wow. Okay. It's a lot of gas. But I have a plan. Gain life, restabilize, and turn Cityscape Leveler hopefully will be the last bomb to hit the board. But this is one time it's just been bomb, 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 bomb. So last one to come back and respond from that wins. Drawing cards, so that's the tactic for this set is if you don't have your bomb, you must draw cards to remove the other person's bomb. Or draw your own bomb. Cityscape Leveler would have been able to destroy the creature and that's how that worked. But yeah, I mean, overall, you saw how the game played out. This was a really good example of them playing well and me playing well, where let's look at this, where they had this and they got rid of the beginning game board state, but not until after they had drawn huge card advantage. And the card advantage they had was this creature, whatever they had up here. This one, this one, this one. I mean, you can just see they definitely were collecting their big creatures while they waited for the board to explode, and we danced around it by only giving them, you know, little things to target while we killed them, and then they were able to counter our Mind's Eye. So that's one way to get rid of the bomb. And then we played our next bomb, and then we played our next bomb, and then we would have another one. So we had just 4 more bombs than they did. That's the difference in the game. Last one to play a bomb unresponded wins. This was the last one they could respond to, and we won. It's just crazy, this set. That was a good game. It's just a good example of how the set's just, you know, I play this card, it's ridiculous. Do you have an answer? No? Or yes? And it just keeps going that way. I don't think Draft quite plays as much this way, but Sealed definitely is very, I mean, nearly constructed. It feels constructed. Glad to see that. It's not very good cards, so if they're dropping that on turn 0, yeah. Not as happy to see that. That's not my favorite card in the whole world, but we have our Strike Officer, so we're just going to go above it, and it can't attack in. They're going to put Bonesaw on their wall. I was about to say. This is going to be a removal check. If they have any good removal, they'll use it against this one. They're going to Surveil. Could have gone more aggressive, but I don't have any buyback. Well, I guess this is a buyback from the grave, but I'd rather use it for a board wipe than a buyback. Or 2 1/1 counters and lifelink, so. Next turn we'll be able to play Strike Officer followed by Swift Boots. I'll feel much better about it. Wow, okay, that's a classic. Okay, well, their mana's tapped, so I'm not worried in the slightest. We're just gonna go ahead, Swift Boot our Officer. Go ahead and just attack in for 2. And get another soldier, because this is a soldier, so we can tap it once we get another soldier on the board, which this is also a soldier. So. Black has more soldiers than you would think. For everybody who thinks that blue and white is the soldier deck, there are other soldier decks in the set. I actually like the green soldiers as well. Nothing wrong with the green-blue soldiers. Sword of the Meek. I mean, look at this. So these were their free, you can play it in any deck things. I guess they were just planning on getting a big wall and beefing it up. It's interesting enough. We can go ahead and just put this out. I'm not feeling too worried. I can still just go in the air, and we'll just draw cards off of our soldiers. I don't feel like I need to rush into any situation where we're killing off our whole army unnecessarily. Sure. Let's see what they revealed. Okay, so they do have bounce. So if we're gonna do take flight, we need to do it on hexproof. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of funny. I guess I think it's funny. Oh, I should have drawn cards. I forgot. That's bad. That's bad me. I shouldn't have pressed my turn. We could use it to get rid of the bulwark, but I just don't think it's worth it. We will remember to draw cards this time, and we can actually draw 2 cards this round. That's amazingly good. Yeah, all these are soldiers, so we can just tap down everything, draw 2 cards for free. This is why the Strike Officer is such a bomb, and why we're playing blue. Like, we didn't have any removal in blue. We have no other reason to be in blue, but the Strike Officer is just worth it. It's only a rare too. It's just worth it. I'll just go ahead and tap 3 of them. I'm okay with that creature going. We'll be able to draw 2 cards this next turn. I guess we could be air marshalling, but I just don't care. We can do that later. What is this? Alright, whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, create a tapped Power Stone. Exile a creature card from your graveyard and create a zombie. You have no creatures in your graveyard. So it's a 1/1 Death Touch. Okay. Goblin belching, huh? Draw my card before you resolve that. Actually, 2, 3, submit 3. Okay. Yeah, and they've had enough of that. Oh, I feel bad for them. So they had no removal, and if they did, I had hexproof. That's why Swift Boots is so good. The hexproof really does make a difference. Plus the bonus of haste, who doesn't like that? So you can get a good game going here. Again, I'm just looking for good matches to show you. This is a great start hand. Turn 2, turn 3. With a little bit of removal. I won't reveal that I have white until I need to. A little concerned, but we'll swing in and give them pressure to have to block. If they don't block here, I draw a card. That's good enough for me. Now, even if they arrest this, can't do anything about it. That is a problematic card with Carlos. But I've got a trick up my sleeve. So... sure, they can bring back their... oh, nope, they can't. The trick was too much. I really want to find a good match for us to see, so let's keep trying. Gosh, we've won every single one. I did get a good sealed pool. I don't think it was the best sealed pool, but it was pretty good. I will admit it. The only thing it's missing is a very good planeswalker, but other than that, it's absolutely spectacular. Oh, this has some issues, but it has some good things too, so I'm gonna keep it. But we do need to draw a blue land, and hopefully this will tie us over till we do. There it is. That didn't take too long. I suppose I should play blue in case I draw Gix or something. Now I will play out white. I am a little nervous about a counter-target spell here, but we will just have to be wary of that. And if they tap down or Officer, we can always get rid of that enchantment if that's how they choose to deal with this. If they don't deal with it this turn, they're going to have a lot of issues. Like I said, a lot of issues. We can recommission either of those as long as they're not exiled. Okay, I will get rid of that. It is a blocker in the air. There we go. Goodness. Yeah, might as well go ahead. Get rid of it now. We have 3 soldiers, so at the end, when it's our upkeep, we'll go ahead and tap. But yeah, this is good. Titania. I mean, they can still spit out bears. They need 1 more forest, though, to start doing that. And self-mill. Counter target spell, maybe? Let's see what they do here. Tap up to 2 creatures. That is not what I was expecting. Cost 3. Thinking about doing this anyway, but yeah. Might as well get in for 4 damage and draw an extra card. We still have 3 soldiers to tap for the secondary card. Decline. Just a lot of threats going on. We have 2 of our other win cons in our hand. I'll attack with all this next turn. Especially now that I drew that. It's not even a question. game. So they were ramping to something. Yeah, they were ramping. It was smart for us to kill that early. We went through over half our deck, which is why we have so many good cards in our hand still. But yeah, this was a great draw. It's just what we needed that turn. So. Alright, let's try one more match, see if we can get a good one. And this will be the last one, whether it's good or not. We are undefeated. I have enjoyed playing this though, but I also understand I'm enjoying it because my sealed pool was good. If I had a bad sealed pool, I would not be nearly having as much fun with this event, so it really is, you either got it or you didn't, and if you didn't, I think it's okay to not enjoy it, and I don't think anyone should give you a hard time if you said you did not enjoy this event. It really depends on what pool of cards you had to play with and whether they were fun and connected or whether they were just completely disjointed. Luckily, I got a pretty fun pool. Guess we're just pinging for one. We really need some more gas here. This hand is not good at the moment. If they kill our combat carrier, I will be sad, but I'll also be happy they wasted removal on such a not important card. Okay. I could disenchant it, or I could just use a battle trick and kill it, and then disenchant it next time. I think, you know, we'll just sit tight. I'm gonna block and sacrifice my combat carrier to draw a card. Might even just put everything on it. Don't really care if any of these die. You can only get 2 creatures max, and I wouldn't mind the Power Stone. Or you can play a trick and then get blown up. It's up to him. Sure. He has no green, so I don't think he can play it back from the grave unless he has like some reanimation from white. It's just been a very strange set. I have enough mana to activate the ability, so we'll just swing in with both. Long games, and they have so many cards compared to us. It's really not fair. If they grab a green land, I promise I'm gonna lose it. If they're playing 4 colors over there with only evolving wilds. Okay, good. I was about to say. Let's not be ridiculous here. I really like to save that card for absolute threats that I can't handle. Like that. And wait for them to sink their mana into it, or... Nope. In response, I'm gonna go ahead and just kill that before we swift boot it. I do think I should just go ahead and see what we find. We have enough good cards that I want to dig for it. Recommission. Do I have anything worth recommissioning? No. So I will dig again. Well, we drew 2 extra cards. We've flooded out. But we're not losing. So that's a good thing. We are flooded out though, which is a problem. It's a good sign they want to swift loot that instead of their power engineer. Yeah, we can bring out something big. Ish. I mean, we pretty much have a mirror board, except we have the advantage because we have a 1/4 blocker. They do no attacks, and I will be just pinging them for 2 until they do something more substantial. Or we do something more substantial. Oh, that's so disappointing, actually. But that's okay. We'll get over it. We could recommission it. Which one are they gonna pick? Sure. So this is the board, huh? This is it? I mean, I might as well, right? In the same spot. We'll get back my swift boots. Aha! They swing in this next turn, then I swing back for quite a lot. Well, that was pretty good top deck, but I think we have better top decks than they do. Still available. Okay. That's not one of them. I think at this point, rather than swing in, I'm going to sack it. We need cards. That is a winner. Let's go. That and haste. We can get rid of the static net to start with, then we can get rid of swift boots, and then we can work our way up from there. Okay, they take 8. Good game. Alright, that was a great game to end on. To just kind of show the back and forth. You know, they were trying to go wide, and they did okay, but and they had removal. And they had a bomb, but they couldn't unearth it. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, they had removal. They had the cards. They had 2 of those. But, you know, without the real game-winning bomb, there's really not too much you can do. And we had to dig through. We went through half our library just to get there. So we drew a lot of cards to get to this point. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching Sealed Brothers War. And I hope you'll join me next time I am drafting. And I hope to see you at our next video for draft. Thanks for watching.